Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Brandi Barnard from brandystamps.com, and this is another episode of the Great American Stampin' Show. We are closing out season 4 today, and so I hope you've been watching along all these seasons. If not, go check out my channel. There are lots of past episodes. This is a super fun competition where myself and my 3 competitors, Julie, Jody, and Shannon, take on a challenge together, and we throw it out to you guys to watch the 4 videos and vote for your favorite. So our topic this week is Granny Apple Green. We've been doing favorite colors in season 4, and this is Julie's favorite color. It's a great pick. Good job, Julie. Very excited to work with this color and see what I can come up with today. The links to everybody else's videos are right in my description, so make sure you watch all 4. To vote, all you do is click like on the video that you like the best. I can't wait to get going. Let's stamp. The feature today was Granny Apple Green. This is a wonderful color. It is exactly like it sounds. If you're familiar with a Granny Apple, Granny Smith, that's what they are, Granny Smith apple. This is like the exact color that a perfect one is. So this has been a fun color to have in the Stampin' Up! Collection for the last several years. We have over 50 different colors, so you can just imagine how much fun we have mixing and matching and playing with the different colors. But today, each of us are going to try making a card that really features this color and makes it stand out. So the first thing I did is go to my stamp collection and think, okay, which stamps are really going to be great with this color? And I pulled out several that I thought would be good. But you guys, I had to stop on this one, Darling Dinos. This is a bundle that's currently available through Stampin' Up. I feel like this is a permanent collection kind of a stamp set. I have a darling little nephew, Lewis, who has a birthday in May, so I thought this is perfect. I am going to make him a little dinosaur birthday card. So let's get going. Since this is an outline type stamp set, I thought, okay, this will be a great time to use my Stampin' Blends. They come in most all of our colors, so this is the Granny Apple Green set of Stampin' Blends. So I'm going to start by stamping my cute little dinosaur in the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And this will be perfect start to be able to use the alcohol markers, the Stampin' Blends, to color him. So I'm just stamping him kind of here in the corner. Once this ink has dried, it'll be perfect to use with these markers. The ink I used is a water-based ink, which means it can smear and spread. But because these markers are alcohol-based and water and alcohol are opposites, now I can use these alcohol markers on the watercolor, the water-based image, and I'll be able to color without getting smeared black lines. So I'm going to coat the whole dinosaur with the light Granny Apple Green. Next, I'll add some dark Granny Apple Green. I'm just going to fill in these spots. I kind of want these to stand out. We've got some other details here. He's got a cute little stripy tummy, so I'm coming in with a yellow. This is the Lemon Lolly. I'll just go over some of the stripes more than once to kind of darken them. That's what the Stampin' Blends are all about. You can layer the color to darken it. And now I'm coloring all of his little spikes with my dark crumb cake. Get his toenails too. I've just done some extremely basic coloring here. The Stampin' Blends actually can give you some very artistic color layering and shading. I didn't do that here, and that's okay. You can do it both ways. But I am going to come back in with my light Granny Apple Green and just go back over some of these areas and darken them a little bit to give him a little bit of dimension. Now that I've got my dinosaur colored just how I want him, let's set him aside for just a sec and talk about our Granny Apple Green layer. This is the real showpiece. And what I was picturing is having a whole card front, a whole layer with a hole in it, and then the dinosaur can peek right out of the hole. So I'm going to start with a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. That's almost the size of my card base. It's just a little bit smaller. And then I've got one of my dies here from the Stylish Shapes set of dies. I have moved mine to a magnet sheet, but this is a wonderful set of dies that's just a basic to put in your collection. I bet a lot of you, if you're a stamper, you probably have this, but if not, you should definitely grab this and get this into your collection right away. What this does is each of these pieces, it will cut the size that you're seeing. There's a blade right in the center, but then on both edges, it has a stitched line. So you can either get a cute cut out circle shape with a stitched edge, or in the case that I'm looking for here, you can get the cute little window and it'll still have the stitched edge. So those stitches really add a fun detail. So what I'm going to do is lay this down just like a little bit in from the right edge, a little bit more up from the bottom, maybe kind of like that, and I'll run it through my Big Boss machine. So here's what I got when I just ran this through. There's my cute little stitched circle, which I should hang on to this for some other adorable project. And then here is the little window that I was talking about. Do you see that cute stitched edge all the way around it? And this would be very fun to just layer on my card just like that. But I saw these little bumps on the dinosaur back and I thought of something else. A product that is fun, but I hadn't found a lot of great ways to use it. It's called the Dotted Circles Embossing Folder. So look how cool this is. I'm going to take my piece here. I'm going to line it up. This die is basically made of a whole bunch of concentric circles, different sizes, that will kind of press up and give you this embossed image. And I'm lining it up so that the circle will start here and then the circles around it will just continue. So it's lining up starting with the circle I made and goes out from there. So I just placed that right in my folder. It was really easy to see it and put it where I want it. And now I will run this through my Big Boss machine. And here is what I got this time. That has so much more pizzazz, doesn't it? I mean, these bumps really mimic the look of the dinosaur and just give the card more personality. So that's a lot of fun. I'm gonna line him up now kind of over on this edge. And so I know this is right about where I want it. And all I'm going to do is lift the corner, put just a little sealed plus here. I know this stuff holds super well. And then I can basically just do that on all four sides and it'll just hold. Now I want to go back to the stamp set and add some other pieces just to kind of give him a little pizzazz. So I'm pulling out the party hat and the balloon piece. I've got just a scrap paper of white here. And I am going to stamp 2 balloons and a hat right here, just like that. Next, it's time to color these guys, and I decided on a purple. This is my Highland Heather, light and dark. I'm going to just color my little hat and both balloons, just like that. All I've done here is a 2-tone with the light and dark on the hat and a dark balloon and a light balloon. And now I'll use my paper snips and cut these out. All right, got those all done. So now what we're going to do is put the little hat on his head. And this is like a true confession time because when I first created this card and I was coloring the dinosaur, I really messed up right here. I had like a big alcohol blob and it spread out and I thought, oh man, I'm gonna have to recolor him, but then I was not wanting to do that. So what I did was put a party hat on him, and guess what? I loved it. And of course, we've got to keep the party hat for the final version because it was cute. And so that's just an example of when a mistake can become a very good thing. So I just used 1 mini glue dot here, and I'm going to give him just a cute little hat. And I want the hat to break the circle here. So it's like he's coming right out of the circle. Now these 2 balloons are going to come right up in this area. And of course they need strings. So I'm using my trusty linen thread and I'm just gonna cut 3 pieces. These are probably like, I don't know, 8 inches each or something like that. 2 of these are for the balloon strings and the 3rd one I'm going to use to tie them together at the bottom. So see how these are super curly from coming off the spool? Sometimes that's handy and you like that look for your card, but I want these a little straighter. So I'm just using my fingernail, I trap that, and pull it through. It's kind of the same concept as curling ribbon. I'm just uncurling at this point. So let's grab, I'll take the longer of the three. That'll probably be the easiest to do my bow. So what we're doing is 2 balloon strings. So let's just lay these side by side. And then we're gonna tie them together with a 3rd linen thread. So I'll put this underneath and tie a bow. Okay, so now that I've got my bow tied the way that I want it, I'm going to bring it over here, and I want the knot of the bow to be right on the edge of the circle, kind of right in front of the dinosaur. So I'm going to use a mini glue dot. I'll just grab this guy here, and I'm going to roll it up so it's real skinny, make a little cannoli out of it. And then sometimes I use my little piercing tool to help me do fussy things like this. So I'm going to get the glue dot right on the edge there and trap the knot on top of it. So that's right where I want it. And these are my 2 balloon strings. I don't want these strings there too. It's just too much. So I'm just going to take those, use the tip of my piercer, and just tuck them right under the edge here. Okay, so now I've got 2 strings from my bow and 2 strings going up to hold my balloons. So the next thing is to just position these balloons right where I want them to be. So let's attach a large dimensional on the back of each of these guys. And then we can kind of just, we don't want these to be crazy taut, but you know, let them kind of float right up. We'll trap this one right about here. And then this one, come over to the side more, right about here. Okay, and then we can just sneak in with our paper snips, just make sure and get that cut off back here where it'll be hidden. Next, I wanted to add a greeting, so I'm just grabbing a scrap of white cardstock, pulling this memento black pad back in, and the happy birthday that comes right with the stamp set. And so we're gonna ink that up. And then all I'm going to do is cut this out just with my paper snips, just real close to the words. It doesn't matter if it's perfectly straight, but it's pretty easy to line it up next to the font there. And we'll cut it into 2 words, happy and birthday. And then what I want to do is attach these to the 2 balloons, something like this, so they hang off. And so I'm going to do a little bit of fussy adhesive to get that to work. So here are both of my words. This end is going to be flush on the balloon, so I'll use a bit of my liquid glue because this can glue, it'll hold, and it can stay nice and flat. And then on this end, I'm going to use a tiny bit of dimensional. So I'll just use my snips and cut just a little thin line of dimensional. So, okay, now we can peel that little bit of dimensional off of there, and we'll just position this so that the glue sticks onto the balloon, and the end over here with the dimensional sticks onto the green background. So both the balloon and the end of birthday have the same amount of dimensional underneath them, which helps those line up. There we go, we've got our happy birthday. Now this layer is not onto a card front yet, so I'm just going to grab a piece of our thick basic white, and I have already scored it, and I don't even have my bone folder handy, so I guess I'll just use my fingernail to get that, just like that. And then on the back of this base, I did do dimensionals on all 4 corners. This can also be an opportunity to help seal this white layer in place, so you can put an extra one there. Get all of those peeled, and then we should have a nice little frame right around the Granny Apple Green, which almost emphasizes it more. I really love that. So the assignment today was to feature Granny Apple Green, and we have used the Stampin' Blends and the cardstock with that fun emphasis with the embossing folder here to kind of mirror the dinosaurs' scales. So what do you guys think? I hope you love it as much as I do. How I love creating with you guys. This was a fun one. Thank you so much for watching. I loved working with Granny Apple Green, and I love my sweet little dinosaur. I hope you like him the best. Just give me a thumbs up if you do. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any future videos, and I will catch you again soon.